In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to debug a Node.js app. Step 1, I'm going to create a new simple Node Express app. On step 2, I'm going to show you guys how to do using Visual Studio Code. On step 3, I'm going to show you guys how to debug the same app using Chrome browser. So let's go ahead and create a new app. And let us create a package.json file, npm init. I'm gonna use a -f flag to use all the defaults. And let me install Express. And I'm gonna create a file called app.js. That's going to be our root file. And let me open this in the Visual Studio Code. And let me open the app.js file and bring in Express. Bring in Express. And let's run the app on port number 9010. And let's add a endpoint. So this endpoint, in this endpoint, we're gonna get a number as a parameter, and we're gonna respond back with the square of that number. So for that, we need a function square. Return x multiplied by x. So in here, let's get squared equal to square request.params.number. So you pass in the number to that function, get the square value, and we're going to respond with that value. Response.send squared is the squared value. And let's run this app. So I'm going to use the integrated terminal node app.js, run the app. And let me open a browser, go to localhost 9010, and we got the value 4. So let me change it to 3, and we are getting value number 9. So now let's go ahead and debug this app using Visual Studio Code. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Use all the real estate. So to debug the app using the Visual Studio Code, you click on this debug icon. So then you click on, so you're going to create a new configuration. So to create a new configuration, debug configuration, click on this gear icon. So that's going to create a new file called launch.json. So by default, it will create a node configuration. So basically, when you click on, after creating this configuration, and you click on this chevron to run the configuration, it's gonna run node and whatever file name in here. So our file name is app.js. So let me change it to app.js. Then you got the new program, new configuration. Then click on this icon. So now we got the debug state, and it is complaining because we are already running the app in the other tab. So let me kill that and restart again in the debug mode. So now it is running. And if you go to the browser and refresh, everything should be working fine. So let me change to number 4. We are getting 16. So now we want to debug. So you can add a debugger statement to break in that line, or you can use the gutter and click on here to create a breakpoint. So now let's go ahead and refresh the page. It should first break on the debugger statement. Yes, it is breaking on the debugger statement. And now when I click on this icon to continue, it should break on line number 6. So let me do that. Yes, it is breaking on. So you can inspect all the values, and you can use these controls to step over or step into. So you want to inspect, go inside a function, you can use the step into control, and you can try all this controls in here. You can use this button to stop, this button to restart. And let me click on that. So you should get 16 in here. Whenever you create a breakpoint, you can edit that breakpoint. So let's do that. So we want to break only when the value is x equal to maybe 7. So you can see we have a custom breakpoint in here. It will be breaking only when the value is 7. So let's test that. Now the value is 4. Let me refresh that. It is coming in the debugger statement, but now when I click on this continue, it should not break on line number 6. Now let me go ahead and change the value to number 7. Now when I click on this, it should break on line number 6. Yes, it's breaking on line number 6. Okay, let me end this session and let us debug the same app using the Chrome browser. So for that, let us open the developer tools. And if you watch the developer tool controls, you see the inspect icon, you see the toggle device toolbar, but you will be seeing one more icon here. So let me debug using the Chrome. For that, what you have to use, you have to pass in -- inspect. So let us run the app using the inspect node -- inspect app.js. Hit enter. Now come back in here. You see the node icon in here. Click on that and let us refresh that page. So you see it is breaking in here. And you can use this to, similar to the Visual Studio Code, you can create breakpoints in here, and you can right click, edit the breakpoint, and enter x equal to maybe 6. So this time when I click on the resume script, it should not break on line number 6. No, it didn't. Now let us do that again using 6. It should break. So now the value is 6. So it should break on line number 6. It did. And you can add your folder by clicking on this to see all the files in here, so that you can click on that, click on the files in your folder. So click on this icon to add your folder, then you'll be able to see all the files. Then you can click on those files and then put breakpoints in those files. I think that is pretty much it. We covered 3 things. We covered how to debug a Node app using Visual Studio Code, and we covered how to debug a Node app using Chrome browser.